My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Today is December 21st, 2024. It is 4:56 a.m. This is third video. The first video, it will be for my members on this channel. It's a vision. I went and explained. The second video is on PYTE, and the third one is this. And I will be focusing on some left behinders. I have 8 tweets to share with you. Let's look at the background. And I probably will do another video for our part of Pew service regarding Invictus. Maybe I'll leave it, and hopefully I find more tweets regarding Invictus or anything Harry and Meghan's work to have more to share with you. So I'll leave the our part of Pew service video maybe for later or another time. But this will be the last one that I record tonight, and I'm a little bit late. So let's look at the background before I go on Twitter. Okay, 4,466 subscribers. New subscribers welcome. Estimate revenue, $86.36. Analytics. Okay, 814 views in the last 48 hours. So let's go on Twitter. This was one of the prayer that I used for my last video, and it's on Blue Sky. First tweet. Okay, let's pause that GIF. I still shake my head when looking back at the British media sending not so subtle threat to Harry to not talk about Camilla Parker Bowles prior to Spare being released. Articles after articles, I was so confused, be there panicking. In hindsight, they all knew. Are they writing something? Knew how she is or something? Okay, not only did they all knew, I bet she commissioned those articles herself. That's a very good point. The level of sinister needs a deep dive study. Princess Diana never stood a chance. Well, it was her who, because what happened was that, from my understanding, people who know more about this than I do, please correct me. On top of my head, from reading different things, from what I understand, Charles wanted to marry Camilla. But because Camilla have been in so many other things, the institution did not want that, or the queen or something, I don't know. Okay, they did not want Charles to marry Camilla because she's been around already. They wanted him to marry a virgin. So, looking for a virgin, well, apparently it seems like it was Camilla who chose Diana for Charles, thinking that she was very quiet. It's someone they could easily manipulate it. And then Charles worked his magic on her, and eventually she fall in love with him. But it still, there's that video of her watching Charles getting onto an airplane, and she was crying, but the tabloid turned it into something completely different. But later on, she explained is that she did not want to marry Charles because of things that she was seeing. She was seeing the signs, pretty much. When she talked to her family, her sisters, they told her no. They already print so many things, you're going to have to go along with it. And that's why she stuck with him. And then you see all the other, the rest of the story. Okay? She tried to manipulate Diana. Diana tried to play along with her until Princess Diana confronted her. Marrying after she married, have kids and everything like that.
I walk into the house and stick my hand out to Camilla for the first time and think she got over that. We were all upstairs and I was chatting away, and I suddenly noticed there was no Camilla, no Charles upstairs. So this disturbs me. So I make my way to go downstairs again. I know what I'm going to confront myself with. Try and stop me from going downstairs. Donna, don't go down there. I'm just going to find my husband. I go downstairs, and there's a very happy little threesome going on downstairs. Camilla, Charles, and some other man who I didn't know, chatting away. So I thought, right, this is your moment. So I went and sat down, joined in the conversation as though we were best friends. And I said, Camilla, I'd love to have a word with you if possible. And she looked really uncomfortable, put her head down. She said, oh yes, right. And I said to the two men, okay boys, we'll just have a quick word with Camilla, and I'll be up in a minute. And they shot upstairs like chickens with their heads. And I could feel upstairs all hell breaking loose. What was she going to do? So I said, Camilla, you'd like to sit down. So we sat down, and I was terrified of her. And I said, Camilla, I'd just like you to know that I know exactly what's going on. And she said, I don't know what you're talking about. I said, I know what's going on between you and Charles. And I just want you to know that. And she said to me, very interesting, she said to me, you've got everything you've ever wanted. All the men in the world fall in love with you. You've got 2 beautiful children, what more would you want? And I didn't believe what she said anyway. So I said, I want my husband. And she said, well, and she looked down the whole time. I said to Camilla, I'm sorry I'm in the way. I obviously am in the way. And it must be hell for both of you. But I didn't know what's going on, don't you know? In the car on the way back, my husband was over me like a bad rash. I cried like I've never cried before. It was anger. It was 7 years of pent-up anger coming out. Cried. I didn't sleep that night. And the next morning I woke up.
Okay. But anyway, I don't know if I make sense, but that was my understanding of things. Okay, of course they all knew because they knew what she had done and how she colluded with them. Let's not forget, there's a lawsuit that's coming. So hopefully all of this come out. Okay, of course they all knew. I'm seeing this so small. Okay, maybe I should put it bigger because my eyes is seeing it very small. Okay, of course they all knew because they knew what she had done and how she colluded with them. That's why they had to discredit everything Harry said the minute he was away from the cult and out of their control. That is true. Okay, I just read Spare last month and thought he went noticeable easy on her. The tabloid is making it worse. Yes. Even in interviews, well, in some interviews, he went berserk on her.
That she started a campaign in the British press to pave the way for a marriage, and you wrote, I even wanted Camilla to be happy. Maybe she'd be less dangerous if she was happy. Mm-hmm. How was she dangerous?
Because of the need for her to rehabilitate her image.
That made her dangerous?
That made her dangerous because of the connections that she was forging within the British press. And there was open willingness on both sides to trade of information.
4 times I asked the Palace, or maybe 3 times I asked the Palace, if we, as a media group, could meet Meghan, and it never happened. And I think if we had have met her, and if she'd have met us, things might have been different. You know, it might see that we're human and she's human. Unfortunately, she did get some bad press, and that was a mistake. But you know, we asked for forgiveness, and please come back because. You know, this is a great country and the royal family are very important to us all. And the Queen needs your support, Harry, because, you know, William can't do it all. Catherine can't do it all. The Prince of Wales is taken on the Queen's role now, so he's even more busy. So, you know, Harry's badly needed here. And I hope in March, which he's got till March to rethink it, he comes back.
And with a family built on hierarchy and with her on the way to being Queen Consort, there was going to be people or bodies left in the street because of that.
So again, one of the reasons why I wrote this book is every word in that book is mine. And I realized that especially...
What do you mean by that?
Because the amount of unnamed sources that have fed information to the British tabloids about me and my wife and my family...
You have a source,
true
and it's you.
And not true. I am the source of that book.
Alright, so there's this here. He was the one who stormed off like a petulant child and refused to apologize. So he walked out of his job all because he's bitter because he's not got over that Meghan rejected him, and the weatherman dared to call him out on his behavior after he mocked Meghan when she opened up. Okay, this I think I shared it already. Yeah, from what I read some of the comments is that he was at Candace something show. I don't know if it's a YouTube or if it's a TV show. By the way, if some of you are not aware of, that Candace, I think Australia and some other countries, I'm not sure if it's New Zealand or something, they don't give her visa to go over there to those countries because they don't want her to come and spread whatever she's spreading. Okay? In terms of verbal, things that she talks about, they don't want her to come and talk about her nonsense over there. So they don't give her a visa. Yeah. So from what I've read, some of the comments here, he's saying that it's Meghan who sort of write to his boss to fire him. This is where let's listen to it.
Guys, you keep the job. In other words, you grovel to Meghan Markle, who, unbeknown to me, had written a personal letter to the chief executive of the company, who was a woman, and had said to her, I write to you as a woman and as a mother. You have to fire him. And I wasn't told, guys, you keep the job.
Okay, it's repeating. It's repeating. And I said my opinion on that already. There's no way Meghan will do such a thing. She might, allegedly, write a letter to say, can you please correct what you said about me or something like that. Maybe. Or maybe she just ignore, or he just pulled this out of nowhere. I don't know. These people lie for no reason. This could easily be a lawsuit if Meghan won. But I don't think Meghan will, in my humble opinion, I don't know, will write to a boss to tell the boss to fire one of her employees or something like that. I doubt it. Okay, maybe to make a correction, that's about it. But he walked out. I spoke about it in one of my videos. So let me read this and then move on. About her mental health, I'm not surprised her mental health suffered after constantly being attacked from all angles from trolls on a daily basis, with Piers being the ringleader. It's so typical of bullies like him always blaming the person they target and not themselves. Okay, so let's hope Harry wins his lawsuit. There's more. I'm not gonna go into that. Okay. We're probably gonna see the Rangers. Alright, next tweet. For receiving so much abuse while in the UK, but yet under all that abuse, she smiled. I don't know how she did it. I really do not know how she did it. Kudos to her, and thank God she spoke to Harry about how she was feeling on that event where she felt like she cannot be alone. Okay? Because even despite in her despair, she was thinking of others. Okay, if she's gone, how will Harry feel and things like that? My goodness. Okay, this is the first smile. Her smile is more joyous when she left the Vipers Den. Okay, there's that. I don't think she's smiling. We call it in French un sourire de façade. Okay, I guess a smile on the facade. As during their last event at the church, when the others didn't talk to her out of the uncle. Out of the uncle. Okay, I don't know. She had that smile the whole time while Harry was furious. She had a green cape dress. Comma is coming. Yeah, she just kept it. You know, I even saw where she was moving side to side. Whatever music she created in her head to distract. When I first saw it, and I said, her mind is someplace else. She's not in the body was in the room, but the mind was someplace else. But Harry let everybody know he was pissed. When Meghan smiles, you see it in her eyes too. But here it's full of sadness. And look at her eyes. Also sadness. Just look at other pics of her when she's smiling months after living in the UK. And some her smile don't reach her eyes. We then at that time knew the behind the walls. But TP saw it. What's TP? TP. I can't think right now. Yeah, that's just something to... In other words, they cannot read her thought. She put that facade, you stick with that, and that's it. But she's someplace else. The same way that I saw when she was in the church, like one of the comments said. She's someplace else. Okay, let's go to the next tweet. Is it a retweet? No, it's not a retweet. Next one. Okay, so there's that. Proof they exhaust everything else to write about. Let's look at their garden. Okay, so what are they writing about now? So there's no comment. The other thing is extra. So let's go into that. All right. They are now writing articles about their plans. What? Meghan Markle and Prince Harry share fresh look at their garden and US mansion. What the hell? LOL, desperation. Well, they were concerned about water for their lawn once. That is true. Stay tuned for the Goldfish Chronicle next week. Oh Lord, the squad are just laughing. Charles and Camilla, Willie and Kate must be at... Okay. Charles, Camilla, Willie and Kate must be as boring as watching paint dry. With millions of pounds spent on holiday festivities, the British media is writing about the Sussex's garden in California. Okay, I call it. Every living and non-living things in that picture will get a separate article. Wait for it. Even the driveway will get a shout out soon. Okay, so she retweeted herself, making that same point. Where are the tech-savvy squaddies? Someone collate every article from this one picture. They'll write about that driveway and the type of cement used. They'll write about the trees and how Meghan is harming them. They'll write about why Harry, as the royal, is squatting, Meghan is standing. So she knew they were gonna write about every little in that picture. Okay, LOL, every element in that pic gets its own article, even Archie's long plants. Okay, I'm surprised they haven't noticed and writing a story about the lights wrap around the trees. There's that. Yeah, one squaddy pointed out. Damn shame. But then again, remember, there's things, the spy with, Edward with, what's the other brother? Andrew. There's so many nonsense that's going on. So they distract the people. My goodness, they could write so many things. This one, I don't know. Did somebody send it to me? Someone need to check this guy's hard drive and keep an eye on him. Okay, 4 minutes. Oh my God, 4 minutes. Phew. Okay, it's gonna be screenshot. Let's listen. Oh my God.
I don't think it is wrong on every level. Individuals should be free to pursue their own good in their own way, and that includes the freedom to marry and have children with whoever they want.
Okay, I agree with them.
Siblings in that.
What?
I would include siblings in that if you...
Okay. That's where it goes wrong for me. I was just agreeing with him, not listening to everything. So siblings all get to my... Oh my God. These people have some sick minds. No wonder... No wonder they say keep an eye on him. Let's listen. Oh my God. I was just giving him credit. Let me start all over. Oh my God.
I don't think it is wrong on every level. Individuals should be free to pursue their own good in their own way.
That's where I agree.
That includes the freedom to marry and have children with whoever they want.
Would you include siblings in that?
I would include siblings in that. If you look at the number of birth defects amongst individuals that are father and daughter or brother and sister, it's about 57%. And although you may go, well, that's absolutely terrible, I would note that those individuals wouldn't exist at all if it weren't for these marriages that created them. So they're made no worse off. Sure, the birth defects are bad relative to not having them, but it's better to have those birth defects and exist than to not exist at all. And we're talking here about mental retardation, hernias, cataracts, and cleft palates. These are bad things for these individuals to have, but they don't make their lives not worth living.
They're a burden on the NHS. And that's a burden
you're quite
for the rest
right
of us.
about that. But then so are homosexuals that contract HIV and cost the...
Doesn't anybody could contract that. It doesn't have to be homosexual. Anybody. That was the mindset back in the 80s. Okay, this is why Princess Diana's thing became very popular by touching a AIDS patient, because the mindset back then you could get AIDS like that. And in the 80s, I believe they say it's only homosexual, but in reality, anybody could get it. Okay, if you're not protecting yourself. Oh my God. But let's continue with his BS. I don't know why. I should have listened to it, but okay. It's a squaddy who sent it to me, okay?
It's quite
£1 million a year. Yet we don't ban gay sex, do we? So I don't think by the same reasoning you can argue that cousin marriage or indeed sibling marriage can be banned either.
Charles, I do think it's quite a strange moral argument to use, because you're essentially saying that it doesn't matter how you bring a child into the world. I mean, you could use that argument for some pretty horrendous practices that totalitarian regimes use. And isn't it true that societies for centuries and millennia, actually, have had very strong rules against incest for exactly the reason that it has a very high chance of producing children with catastrophic disadvantages and disabilities. So I do think it's quite a strange moral argument to make that actually, well, at least these children exist, when actually cultures for millennia have banned this for good reason.
Well, disadvantages compared to what state? These individuals wouldn't have existed if they weren't the result of these sibling or cousin marriages.
The children who were born through rape would not exist if it wasn't for the rape. That doesn't make rape morally acceptable.
Wow.
And that's because it violates individual rights. But
I can believe I'm agreeing with that woman from GBNews. Is that GBNews? Yeah, there's the logo in the back. I can believe I agree with her. They don't usually say things that make sense, but I agree with her. Just when I was starting to agree with that guy. But let's listen.
Bringing somebody into existence who wouldn't otherwise exist and still has a worthwhile life, and the vast majority of disabled people do, is not wronging that individual or doing anything bad at all. Individuals should be free to have children with almost whoever they want.
No, okay, this is what, okay, now I see why she bring the thing about the rapes and all of that. So just because a man feel like, I want to have a children with this woman, without asking her permission, you decided to do the unthinkable and force yourself onto her, and now she's carrying with the burden, and then the man goes off and do something else. What the hell is wrong with these people? Yes, you could have a free will to marry whoever you want with consent. With consent. I don't know if he said that, but there must be a consent between two adult individuals who agrees to do that. Not because one decided this is the person I want to have kids with, and then you force yourself onto the other person. What the hell is wrong with these people? Oh my God, now the headline is making sense now.
Freedom is fundamental to upholding the moral realm. And when you talk about me putting forward a totalitarian position, I would say quite the opposite. It's you guys who want to restrict the freedom of individuals to reproduce, that are sort of engaging with totalitarianism. Well, I, for one, don't want to go back to a world, say in 1920s America, where we have government controlling the reproduction of people and trying to forward the quality of the genetic stock, as say Madison Grant wanted to do.
But like, for instance, they mentioned about the NHS, okay? When you have siblings producing together, the risk of disability is very high, okay? They'll be very lucky they don't have any form of disability. And at the same time, with the NHS is being, you know, people who live in the UK will know the struggle NHS is having right now. Okay, now you're giving these people who born with those disabilities some burden when you had the choice. Okay, nobody knows how anybody's gonna born. Okay, well, at least there are tests that will detect certain things. Okay, when someone is pregnant, they detect certain things and all of that. But why put this extra, okay, marrying or producing, forget the marry, you could marry but don't produce. Producing with another sibling bring the risk higher, okay, the possibility of having someone with disability. So why do that when there are other people you could produce with? Now, when this guy is saying freedom to produce with whoever you want, is it one-sided? Is it only one-sided who has that freedom to produce with whoever they want? Does the other person has a choice? What if the other person said, no, I do not want to reproduce with you? So where does that freedom end? Or start or something like that? The other person have a choice as well. She has a choice to say, no, I do not want to reproduce with you. So which side is he talking about? Is he saying that the person could force himself because he has the freedom? Meanwhile, the other person is saying no? Okay, but let's continue. Let's see if this is race.
Indeed, had his way with in America in the 1920s.
It's not totalitarian to want to protect children from unnecessary genetic deformation.
Okay. Oh my God. GBNews, I can't believe I'm agreeing with them. I cannot believe I'm agreeing with this. Well, it has nothing to do with Harry and Meghan, so their mind is in the right space. But when it's Harry and Meghan, they go berserk. I can't believe I'm agreeing with them. This is what I was saying. Okay, preventative care is a way of not producing with a sibling because the risk is higher of creating a child with defect. It has been proven. So why go back to this? Like they say, keep an eye on him. I'm reading the caption. It makes sense now.
You're not protecting children from that deformation.
What?
Or, well, I suppose you are if you're talking about children in the aggregate, but you're not helping children by banning cousin marriage. Because as I say again, these individuals wouldn't have existed if it weren't for the courage marriage.
You're
so
helping
you can't
future
say they're
children.
harmed.
Charles, do you agree with the age of consent?
Oh, okay.
I'm not willing to discuss that on GB News, but perhaps in an academic...
What? Just when I was just saying, not only the age of consent, but the other person should be consenting for you to have a kid with them. It takes two. Oh my God. I talked about this before. I don't know if I delete them because YouTube, I don't know, YouTube have a special eye on my channel. Okay? With their policies. Because I raised all of this. Because at one point, the UK wanted to reduce the age of consent to 15 years old. Let me see. What I think it's 16 in the UK. Or is it 15? They wanted to lower it. It's unbelievable. 16. It's 16. The age of consent in the UK is 16 years old. This means that anyone under 16 cannot legally consent to sexual activity regardless of gender or sexual orientation. Okay? 16 years old. Still, I still think this is too young. I feel like age of consent to be like at least early 20s because still you are, the mind is still young, naive, you don't understand certain things. I think it should be at least between 19 and 20. 19 and 20. But 16 is too young. And they want to reduce it. Oh my God, these people are crazy. Let's continue.
Journal article in the future.
Right.
Of course, I agree. There should be an
that
age of
gives us a
consent.
clue about where your mindset is.
Wait, let me make one thing clear. I believe in an age of consent.
Where?
100%.
What age?
I'm not going into that. I would write about that in an academic journal article.
Well, very interesting there, Charles. Thank you for sharing your point of view with us.
Controversial point of view.
Yeah,
and we welcome controversial points of view on GB News. Of course we do.
Just to be clear, the chance of having a child with a serious disability is double with cousin marriage, and more if there are cousin marriages going back through the generations.
I can't believe I agree with these two. Very interesting. Okay, so there's more. He is only 24. He also doesn't like OAP on buses. What is OAP? Oh my God. Let me look that up. OAP. OAP is an abbreviation for old age pensioner. It refers to someone who is retired and receives a pension. The term is considered old-fashioned and British. The first known use of OAP was around 1942. But if they work toward their pension, my goodness, well, he's gonna be old at some point. So let's see if he does live to get old, if he's gonna agree with that same thing. What the hell is wrong with these people? Okay, so he is only 24. He also doesn't like OAPs on buses. Okay, winter fuel scrap for millions. What the hell is wrong with these people? He doesn't look 24. He look like he's like, I don't know, 40, 50? But let's listen.
But would you take the bus passes off people?
I would take the bus passes off people. I can't stand seeing buses just full of pensioners all literally
They're
taking
keeping
free
warm
ride.
on it, if anything. They can keep warm on it. It gives them independence, keeps them alive, company gets them out and about.
It does do that, I agree.
What the flipping heck's wrong with you that you don't like old people?
I don't dislike old people.
Obviously you do. How old are you? 30-something?
No, I'm 24.
You're 24.
I'm 24. But what I
You're
dislike,
20
James,
frigging 4.
what I dislike, James,
You are disgusting.
is pensioners saying...
Oh my God, I cannot believe I'm agreeing with these presenters. I guess when it's not Harry and Meghan, their minds are intact. When it's Harry and Meghan, they go berserk. He is disgusting for even 24. He can't what the hell is wrong? Where do these young people are getting their hate, their crazy mindset from? Well, then again, those presenters are contributing to it as well. When you listen to them talk about Harry and Meghan, they are contributing to that type of mindset. What in the name?
They are entitled to benefits on the basis they've paid in all of their lives when they've not paid in on a net analysis.
And you're quite straight-faced.
The average pensioner has not paid into the welfare state on a net analysis.
Are you hoping to be a politician at some point in the future?
I did in the past, but not anymore.
Or would you take the bus passes off people?
I did in the past, not anymore. Oh my God. 24 years old and have that. I actually would like for him to make the argument for the royal family who's receiving tax funding, tax paying. The way he's talking about old people, then they then contribute to their pension and all of that. Can he make the same argument for the royal family? I would like to hear his take on that. What the hell is wrong with him? The ones who work hard to get something when they can no longer work anymore. And that's the one he's going after. Meanwhile, you have the royal family who's been getting money, taxpayer, ever since they were born. And you don't hear them arguing about that. Well, you hear some here and there, but when the group that says "not my king" type of thing, when they start raising this stuff, and then you hear the presenters bashing at them. This is what I mean by they're contributing to those young people's mindset. So what are they saying about the royal family receiving tax money when they don't work hard for it? They had Harry and Meghan who was helping the people and all of that. They kicked them out. So I would like to hear this guy, the 24-year-old with the glasses who looked like he's 40 or 50, say about that. What the hell? Mindset? Well, let's see how it is this is what he's advocating for, and if they decided to remove it, so he's walking to his own trap. What the hell is wrong with these people? There's 5 comments under there. Let me pause it. All right, this man is 24, but looks like he served a prison sentence of 10 years and is in his second midlife crisis. Okay, he's a wine-up merchant. What the F? Okay, 100% petrol character has to be modeled on Milton from Office Space. My God. Okay, hard drive. I'll be checking this guy's basement. He'll be an MP one day, won't he? All right, so that's all. They're comparing him. All right, let's go to the next one. Is it that? My God, the crazy mindset of these people. Okay, why should we pay? We don't even like the alcoholic old grifter. Okay, let's see here. 75% wants the royals to pay for the new statue of the Queen. Okay, we love the late Queen, absolutely love. What did the old alcoholic ever do for you? Okay, let's say allegedly. I don't know about the alcoholic part, okay? Well, let me just stop here. Because I bought this before. I don't know why the people should pay for it. It's up to the UK. Those people just had an increase. That should be taking away the money to build her statue, should be taken from all the profit they're making from the slumlord thing. All right, let's move on. Next tweet. Okay, so there's this here. Let's pause. Okay, using Prince Harry and Meghan Markle to take the attention away from it. Open your eyes. There is a war behind the dirty palace walls and doors, and it has been going on for a while now. Read. What is that? William and Kate skip King Charles' traditional pre-Christmas lunch at Buckingham Palace, with Duke and Duchess of York also missing festivities after Chinese spy scandal. Yuck. They didn't invite them, isn't what they say? Who knows? They probably in the back where the people cannot take pictures. They probably in there. I don't know these people. Let's pause. Okay, King Charles turned his back on Kate and William. These are too small for me to read, so I'm gonna leave that alone. These are headlines. Why then King Charles and Queen Camilla go to Kate Middleton Christmas Carol service? Did they went last year when she did the piano play thing? Did they go? Alright, during the Princess of Wales' 4th annual carol service, her in-laws were noticeably absent. That was December 6, 2024 this year. Okay, the British media and their mouthpieces are using all kind of excuses to play it down or hide it. There is a war between them. Like I said, all kind of excuses, lies. You guys could read this. That's up to them. That's their baggage. That's theirs. I post some stuff on my community board regarding them. Some headlines that I saw, I share them with you on my community board. So this, let me leave it alone. Their problem. Their baggage. Yep, been saying it for a while now. Something else is definitely playing out behind the scenes. Well, they don't want to talk about the Chinese spy thing. What do you think? 100%. Okay, sis, please switch Harry and Meghan names with William and Kate, and you will know that article is about them. They have an arrangement, not a marriage. This is the press trying to tell us. Harry and Meghan just released a loving family photo, and they said their marriage is over. No, I call BS. Yep, they obviously think people are thick and won't know what's going on. It appears that there is trouble on the horizon for the royals. Who the hell will want to spend Christmas with this lot? Alright, after this, that's it. You're forgetting that Kate and William used their son to show notes and Christmas carol about her parents, but nothing about Charles. Okay, what is that? Thank you to, what is that? Granny and Gran. They have, okay, I can't even read that. Okay, the monarchy is in chaos. King Charles' reign is marked by vengeance, pettiness, arrogance, scandals, confusion, and lack of empathy. Okay, I did say that. Okay, so after this, wait to see how much the media plays the royals' traditional family Christmas. Will all the problems be glassed over? Then comes the traditional Boxing Day should feature all those royal environmental warriors. Warriors. Alright, so this is my last one, okay? The cat video. Let me just leave them with their baggage, okay? I always say baggage for God, so God is giving them their baggage, so let them stay with that. Alright? Next tweet, and this is my last one. I love how they kept her out of it while they were fighting. Okay, so there's this lady who's carrying 2 cats, and the cats were fighting. 12 seconds. I'm sorry, there will be screenshots, okay?
You're fucking paranoid, you are fucking, you bloody bastard bitch, fuck you, bloody fucking mother bloody fuck bitch. You're fucking paranoid.
The voiceover, okay. This home dispute fight, that's an ad. Let me not go too much on it. I see my community, but my notification. Let me see if it's something to share. Alright, so there's a lot of tweets that Henry VIII posted. It will have to be on another video if I decided to put them. But I saw this prayer, so let me just read it, and that'll be it for the video. You pray and cry many times in private, but now God is about to bless you in public. Amen, if you believe it and receive it. Okay, so this person says amen. So that's it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. There's a lot of things I posted on my community board. Go check them out. Sometime when I come across a tweet or a headline, I will post it. There's some of them I didn't even mention in the video, so go on my community board to see them. Okay, so that's it. Thank you for watching.
It's a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life.